welcome to the 43rd Annual St. Patrick's Day Parade here in Philadelphia. I'm Dick Sheeran.
And I'm Bruce Hamilton. It is a gorgeous day for a parade. In fact, quite a contrast to what happened 1 year ago on this day.
1 year ago, we were freezing.
Oh, we were freezing and we were digging out from snow. I looked over at the thermometer over in the KYW studios just around the corner here, and it says a balmy 48 degrees. There's a nice light breeze, and the sun is shining.
I'll tell you, I'm only going to use this once. The luck of the Irish is with us.
No,
that's it. You won't hear it anymore. Mark it down.
I'm
just
keeping
once.
track. He promised me before the broadcast he'd say it just once.
We're in front of Independence Hall, where the reviewing stand is located, and already hundreds of people have gathered here. We have hundreds of people ready to march in this parade, which is headed to our location right now. It's just a couple of blocks away.
As a matter of fact, they're winding their way down Chestnut Street. You'll be treated to quite a spectacle this afternoon. Marchers, bands, lovely young lads and lasses decked out in green.
A lot of dancing, of course. The Irish are famous for their dancing. You're going to see a lot of that. This is a very entertaining parade. Of course, Philadelphia is a city of parades. Starts on January 1st with the Mummers, and all through the year we have all kinds of fine parades, and this is one of the real venerable old ones.
It is, and speaking of the Mummers, the Perco String Band will be here on this St. Patrick's Day celebration, and also there's a tribute being paid during this 1994 St. Patrick's Day. We have the O'Donnell Group, which will be marching down Chestnut Street, and usually they dance, but this year they're going to march, and they're going to march in tribute to John Redmond. If that's a name that's familiar to you, he is a firefighter, a Philadelphia firefighter who lost his life in the line of duty just a couple of short weeks ago, battling that treacherous blaze.
Yeah, they felt that it would be appropriate if they just simply marched by the reviewing stand. All that and much more coming up on our coverage of the St. Patrick's Day Parade.
You ready to... His 43rd Annual St. Patrick's Day Parade. Dick Sheeran, Bruce Hamilton here, and the theme of this year's parade is St. Patrick and Our Lady of Knock, heal our divisions, and grant us unity and peace. But there's some chanting and not much peace just in the crowd behind us, Dick.
No, usually this is a parade that's free of controversy, but not this year, as you can see. These are members of the Firefighters Union who are protesting the appearance of Mayor Ed Rendell. They've been at odds for the last several months over the firefighters' contract, of course, staffing
Questions
and
of
whatnot.
staffing and having up units out on the street.
But that's all part of the game, I guess, these days. And,
it's a high-profile parade to draw attention to it, but the people who are out here are trying to boo them down, and they're intent on enjoying the parade this afternoon. Right now, you're watching the Philadelphia Police Mounted Troop and Motorcycle Unit go by.
And they will be followed by the parade's Grand Marshal, who is Father John Morley. Each year, of course, the Grand Marshal position changes. And this is quite an honor to receive when you're named the Grand Marshal, as, of course, we're looking at the Police Mounted Honor Guard go by the reviewing stand at Independence Hall. The Grand Marshal for this parade, as we said, is Father Morley. He's the son of Irish immigrants from the County Mayo. He was born in Philadelphia, has devoted his life and his mission to the churches in Philadelphia, and he, of course, follows the Police Honor Guard at the head of the parade, and of course he will take his position at the reviewing stand right in front of Independence Hall.
He most certainly will, and right behind the Grand Marshal of this parade are Anthony Cardinal Bevilacqua, Mayor Ed Rendell, the president of the St. Patrick's Day Parade, who is Marie Burns.
There's Father Marley. He, by the way, many parishioners of St. Richard's in South Philadelphia down at on Pollock Street at 19th and Pollock, one of the mainstays of the churches in South Philadelphia. He served there for many years, and he is now retired. He lives out at the Villa St. Joseph on Lansdowne Avenue in Delaware County.
A little bit of our theme today. Once again, the theme is St. Patrick and Our Lady of Knock, heal our divisions and grant us unity and peace. Among County Mayo's most famous sites is the Shrine of Our Lady of Knock. It was on August 21st back in 1879 that several Knock residents saw an apparition of the Blessed Virgin Mary, St. Joseph and St. John on the walls of the parish church. Knock's been recognized as a Marian shrine ever since the Commission of Inquiry, which was accepted. They accepted the apparition as being genuine. And Pope John Paul II, as a matter of fact, visited that shrine in 1979.
Yeah, this parade has always had quite a religious influence. The tone of the parade is, in many ways, is religious, and a lot of the groups which march in the parade come from churches all over the Delaware Valley, not just the city of Philadelphia, but all the surrounding counties as well. Now, this first group we have coming up is, there's the Grand Marshal.
And again, I think we're just to the dignitary stage. Let's talk about some of the other people who are marching here today. Of course, there are those who were past Grand Marshals of the Philadelphia St. Patrick's Day Parade. There are church, federal, state, and municipal dignitaries in the group that's marching down Chestnut Street right now. And we have some special guests from Ireland as well, Dick.
Yes, we do. We have the Deputy Consul General from Dublin, the Honorable Dennis Malin and his wife Mary, President of the Mayo County Council, the Honorable Martin J. O'Toole, and Executive Director, Mayo Naturally Tourist Promotion, Brian Quinn. There you see, of course, Cardinal Bevilacqua.
He's getting a round of applause.
Yes, he is getting a round of
Before,
applause.
if you heard the boos,
right,
that was when they introduced Mayor Rendell, and as we talked about a little bit earlier, there are members of the Firefighters Union who are out here protesting their treatment by the city. They think they are underpaid. They believe that the staffing is not adequate to serve the citizens of the city of brotherly love, and they've used this St. Patrick's Day as a forum, this St. Patrick's Day Parade as a forum to get their message across. There you see Mayor Rendell greeting others who are on the main dais, who will have a front row view of the street as it winds its way down Chestnut Street.
Yeah, the protesters are carrying signs. I would say there are about 35 to 50 of them. And so far, that's about their only sound when Mayor Rendell was announced. These are the first units of the parade. These are the dignitaries taking their place on the reviewing stand right in front of Independence Hall.
City solicitor there.
Right.
Also among the crowd is Marie Burns, who we mentioned is the president of the St. Patrick's Day Observance Association. This is her second year in that capacity, and she's the first woman to hold that important post within the Irish community. She is a human resources specialist with the Philadelphia Gas Works and a dancer with the Timony Irish Dancers.
Yeah, we're surrounded, by the way, by people wearing green, of course, and a lot of the folks are wearing hats with the term Erin go Bragh on it. And we've done extensive research and found that the actual translation is Ireland forever. Right now, we have the first units behind the dignitaries coming in. And this group is from the Monsignor Thomas L. Riley group from the Ancient Order of Hibernians. That's what that H stands for. This is a group that was formed 100 years ago, as the sign says, to aid Irish immigrants as they came to the United States during the great potato famine of the time, and it's lasted throughout many of these years, of course, and grown in stature. The Ancient Order of Hibernians, chapters all over the country, and certainly Philadelphia well represented.
Very much so, Dick. Actually, the Ancient Order of Hibernians was founded in 1836 here in the United States, and they have been marching since the parade began here in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. It's a monster organization that makes up a good number of the marchers throughout this parade. The AOH is a Catholic Irish-American fraternal organization founded in New York City originally in 1836, and the order traces its roots to a group of the same name which existed in Ireland for over 300 years. Now you hear some pipe music in the background, and I can only assume that that's the Non-Gena Fianni Pipe Band, which translated, I believe, means Wild Geese.
Yes, they've been marching for 22 years. They were founded in 1972, and Joe Tobin is the pipe major, and Ray Newell the drum major. Irish Gaelic war pipe music goes back, of course, 200 years, piping and drumming for 2 centuries.
I think what you're seeing on your screen, however, happens to be still the beginning of the parade, with the dignitaries taking their place in the stands. These are the troops that back them up, carrying the banners to honor and represent them at this juncture. It's actually quite a lengthy parade, and there are 7 different divisions that will march down Chestnut Street on this balmy March afternoon, with just 7 official days left until spring. Although, I think with the luck of the Irish, there I said it once,
yes,
with us today, it feels as if it's spring on this this Sunday in Philadelphia.
All right, and here we have the Ladies Ancient Order of Hibernians, Division number 87. Our Lady of Knock. Of course, that's just been established in 1992. Of course, they're giving it a big wave.
There you go. You know, we keep talking about the Knock Shrine. There's a huge church there now that was built in 1976, and it's capable of holding 20,000 people. And every day of the year, thousands of people make a pilgrimage to the sacred ground, most in search of peace, contentment, and others who frankly go in search of miracles. And that's what this parade is all about. People getting together and showing their community spirit and just out having a good time.
Yes, indeed. This parade has always had kind of a fun atmosphere. People are in good spirits usually. I mean, we do have some demonstrators, as we have pointed out, but generally speaking, though, people come down to the St. Patty's Parade here along Chestnut Street and just have a good old time. This parade, by the way, started on the Parkway, I guess around 20th Street, worked its way down the Parkway to 17th, traveled south on 17th to Chestnut, and then, of course, it moves east on Chestnut and winds up here at the reviewing stand here in front of Independence Hall, and, of course, an appropriate place to end it, Philadelphia's most famous place. Now we have the Friends of Reverend John J. Morley, Pastor Emeritus of St. Richard's Church, and, of course, Our Lady of Knock is also mentioned. That is part of the theme of this year's St. Patty's Parade.
And right behind them is the Furco String Band, of course, outfitted in the Mummers Regalia that we were all treated to on New Year's Day 1994. And they're striking up the band. I'll tell you what, let's give a listen.
All right. First prize winner.
There you heard it, the Furco String Band, an outstanding string band who just happens to be, as Dick mentioned, this year's champ among the string bands. And wearing the plumes is the captain, Bill Special.
Yes, of course, he's Irish for the day, Bruce.
Oh, isn't everybody?
Yes, indeed. They're going to crank up. Let's sit and listen to this one. When Irish eyes are smiling.
You just want to sing. just hear the crowd singing along out here on Chestnut Street.
Yes, indeed. There's nothing like a string band from Philadelphia to get your smiling and your toes tapping. I mean, it's just undeniable.
It is pure Philadelphia. On that note, we're going to take a break and be back with more of the 43rd Annual 1994 St. Patrick's Day Parade winding down Chestnut Street in downtown Philadelphia coming up here on KYW-TV3.
Version of the St. Patrick's Day Parade. I'm Dick Sheeran along with Bruce Hamilton. And Bruce, we see that one of the biggest groups to march in this parade has now reached the reviewing stand in front of Independence Hall, the Ancient Order of Hibernians.
Right, and this is an order that works to help newly arrived Irish socially and politically. The AOH has been in the political forefront for issues concerning the Irish, such as immigration reform, human rights issues, right to life, and a peaceful and just solution to the issues that divide Ireland. As we mentioned earlier, it was founded here in the United States back in 1836 in New York City, and they've had the pleasure of marching in this Philadelphia parade for the 43 years it's been going on.
Yeah, and they have a number of divisions that are part of the AOH, of course, in America. The Philadelphia County Board just went by. Now we have the Patrick J. Taggart senior division of the AOH. This, by the way, is their first march this year, and they are brand new. As a matter of fact, they were founded just last month, as a matter, and they're all decked out in their finery for the St. Patty's Parade.
Carrying the Irish flag, as you see. They expect a crowd of about 35 to march with them today. I should point out, when we keep talking about the Ancient Order of Hibernians, you know, their national director happens to live right here in Philadelphia, in Southwest Philly, and he works for the Philadelphia Housing Authority. He's Vincent Scully, a 1956 proud graduate of West Catholic High School.
And here we have the Taggart group going by the reviewing stand.
Yeah,
they're kind of spreading some goodies, some candy, kind of a large leprechaun.
A rather large leprechaun. There are some green candies, of course.
Green candy, indeed.
Joe Taggart is the president of this group, and they're decked out in their beige sweaters, replete with green shamrock.
Southwest Philly.
And coming up next, it's the Father Aloysius McGonigal Division of the AOH, founded in September of 1990, and they've been marching ever since they were founded. So they've been in this parade for 4 years, and their proud president is Joe McGilloway.
By the way, this group was named after a Philadelphia-born Jesuit priest who was killed in Vietnam. The purpose of this division is to promote friendship, unity, and Christian charity, and most of these guys hail from the far northeast section of Philadelphia.
Now, what would a St. Patrick's Day parade be without a little dancing? So the Tarragale Irish Dancers are marching down Chestnut Street right now. They've been in this parade for 15 years, and they're members of the group who've been dancing for, the better part of 2 decades. Eileen Lavin, who is one of the teachers here and organizers, has been teaching Irish Celtic dancing for 20 years. And the purpose of the group is to keep alive the Irish dance, heritage, and culture. Let's take a look. Little Irish jig music there, Dick. And you know, if people want to enjoy this dancing year-round, this group actually is going to be performing elsewhere around the city.
Yes, as a matter of fact, they perform at the Philadelphia Protestant Home Winter Festival, the Long Crest 4th of July Parade, just to name a couple of their activities. By the way, this Irish dancing is something that seems to be growing in popularity. There are a number of Irish dancing clubs throughout the Philadelphia area, especially out in Delaware County. Upper Darby is a stronghold of Irish dancing, but in Jersey as well. So let's take a look and listen.
Partner for this fellow here.
little Irish jig. Dick was dancing up here. Oh, you didn't want me to tell him that. Actually, you know, if you look at the makeup of this group, you can tell that this dancing is something that goes on through the generations because we have young and old out there right now.
Yeah, and the men and women seem to be kind of equally represented. I guess there are just a couple more women than men, but it is a cross-section of ages.
By the way, it's time for our first pop quiz of this 1994 parade, Dick.
All right.
What is the meaning of Erin go Bragh?
Erin go Bragh is Ireland.
Next in line, we have the French.
The man gets a green star today. Not a gold star, but a green star. You get to test me a little later on.
All right, we'll do that. Let's see who we have coming up next in front of the reviewing stand here in front of Independence Hall. By the way, we should repeat that the weather this year is probably the best in recent years. The temperature, I'd say we're in the 50s, and everybody seems to be enjoying that part of it as well. This is the Francis Hughes unit, division number 32 from South Philadelphia, organized back in 1986. This is a small but hardy group, wearing their white hats, carrying the Irish and American flags.
And promoting Ireland. You know, I think it was George Bernard Shaw who wrote, "There is no magic like that of Ireland. There are no skies like Irish skies. There is no air like Irish air. The Irish climate will make the stiffest and slowest mind flexible for life."
And I'll second that, Bruce. Did that rather well. It reminds me of, remember Percy Dove Tonsils from Ernie Coates? He would read his poetry. You did that in the true tradition of Percy Dove Tonsils. And
Dove
George
Tonsils and George Bernard Shaw, all in the same breath. This is history.
How Shavian.
This is the Monsignor Thomas Riley group coming down Chestnut Street right now. And again, they are members of the Ancient Order of Hibernians. They've been marching for 43 years. This group has quite a history, founded back in 1889. And among the distinguished marchers today are Father Thomas Doyle, who is a Jesuit priest. And the next big event for this group after today's is a night with the Molly Maguires in April, featuring the Gallagher Brothers Band and lots of others.
And, of course, members of this AOH division are from the Tacony section of Philadelphia. And right now they're paying homage to those on the reviewing stand, which include Mayor Ed Rendell and Archbishop Anthony Cardinal Bevilacqua, and several other dignitaries, including Father Morley, who is the Grand Marshal of this parade, the Pastor Emeritus of St. Richard's Parish in South Philadelphia. And they are paying due respect to those on the reviewing stand.
And you can see that this particular division has gone out and rented a big flatbed truck. And they've got a little band up there, and the kids are all decked out in their green.
Looks like they're about to give us a rendition of an Irish tune.
But everybody in the audience was clapping along.
Yes, indeed.
I'll tell you what, we're going to take a quick break and come back with more of the 1994 St. Patrick's Day Parade live from downtown Philadelphia coming up here on KYW3.
St. Bridget's Division.
Parade here in Philadelphia. We're in front of Independence Hall, the reviewing stand. I'm Dick Sheeran along with Bruce Hamilton. And we have a guest who's joined us.
Craig Weber.
Yes?
Well, you know, you've been here. Were you last week parade, the big...
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I was here.
We were canceled. And the year before, Dick and I sat out here, and it was freezing cold. Boy, nobody's going to complain to you today, Craig.
No, it's nice. It's perfect. I think it's perfect weather considering the winter we've had. Goodness gracious. I think this is really the coming out of the green.
You got
I
it.
really think that we've seen the last of the winter storm, so things are really looking great.
Wait. You think we've seen the last of the winter storms?
Yes.
You heard
Mark
it here
that
first.
down.
Yes,
Mark
yes,
that
indeed.
down.
Well, you know what's nice is that my name, I've kind of been in Dutch all winter, of course. My name's become a figure of speech now since this last winter. Why, you Weber, you. At any rate, now it was nice. You said a guest. I haven't been a guest anywhere these last